I did ecstasy when I was a teenager. I did my first E with my friends, and it was a beautiful experience because these fellas were, they're lads, aren't they? Testosterone and all that. And then 1 minute, they're all laddified, and then the next hour later, they're all on the floor, huddled together, hugging each other, and you don't know whose body part is what, right? And there's just pure love and appreciation going on there, right? Anyway, I noticed something, okay, when I've done E's. Now, normally people think of ecstasy going to a club and dancing, right? So yeah, I've done that. But every single time I've taken an E, right, this is back in 98, as soon as I start coming up, I have to get the hell out the club. I can't stand. It was just too much. So I'd run out the club and literally drag all my friends, right, all the closest ones to me. And I remember flying on the grass, like literally throwing my body on the grass and doing like a, face down and hugging it, and it felt like a carpet. And I could feel all this energy being absorbed into the earth. So I'm sitting there realising today, I'm looking at my, how I feel physically when I've been in crowds and stuff, really looking at myself. And then I noticed that. Because when people think of ecstasy, they think of clubs and dancing. Yeah, I couldn't ever do that. Yeah, I'd like the music on, but I had to go into nature. Even, when I did acid, the worst place to do it is in the city. Luckily, there was a park there. This is in Australia in 98. I'd done a lot of travelling. I remember going into the city with the guy I was tripping with, and I didn't see people. It was just swirls, spirals of colour. And I was like, Goldie, mate, we've got to get out of here. So we went to the park. And the trees were just so amazing. The trees are just so fucking amazing. And I remember just throwing myself once again on the floor, feeling the grass like a carpet and getting him to do it as well. And it would be... And then back in England now, I remember once we're out in the garden, the park, and I'm like, guys, look at that. And I pointed to a tree and we all tripped the same trip. We were all looking at the same thing. The trees had turned into a huge stadium, But anyway, I didn't want to get to that. But my point is, right, I know why I did that now. It's because all the energies of the people, it was just too much. And who the hell wants to do an E in a club, right? You want to get out in nature, So I'm not saying drugs are right and all this stuff. As you know, I've spoken about it. I am experienced with drugs. I am experienced off drugs. I have done a lot of experimentation. And, obviously drugs are bad for you, right? I really recommend not doing them and just breathing. But once in a while, something like acid or maybe a good ecstasy or DMT, do it once around good people you trust in nature as a spiritual movement. And that's it. Because my spiritual awakening, the first big one, was induced with magic mushrooms. But I only did a few, But I do want to go in deeper. I really want to start talking about that. I've got so many things to talk to you guys about. I want to go deeper into about hallucinogenics and what they actually are. You see, I've always been speaking about the trees and stuff, and I've got some insights and things that I haven't heard anyone else talking about, and I've kept them to myself, and I would like to start sharing these things with you. And like so many of you, it's important, if you've got some knowledge or something, we should be sharing it, right? It's not good to keep, and you have to pay to get knowledge. But one thing I've realised, I've worked my butt off on YouTube for 3 years, okay? And I need to live. and I've really been in a shit place and not, you know, I've been giving myself away too freely, you know, and it's like I've started to realise that I really do have something. So I'm going to open a Patreon account, and if people would like to, you know, pay something monthly, it's not going to be a lot, you can come and join me, and I'm going to share all my tree secrets, and it will be all, you know, out in the open, but, you know, it could be nothing, but I do want to start sharing and getting them off my chest, and a lot of other things. So yeah, I'm going to create, I created one a few years ago, but I never really, I just left it, but I'm being guided to do that, you know, and to, you know, start valuing myself a lot more, because, you know, I do have a lot to offer, and I have a lot of talents, you know, like I really enjoy filmmaking and video editing and creating, and I'm full of ideas. I mean, you could give me, you know, a word and say make a video with the word, I would come up with something, and I really enjoy it, you know, because it comes easy to me. I don't have to think. So, but yeah, I wanted to share this thing with you, because has anyone else done that, you know? And it's funny, because like when I've done drugs with other people, and I've been in rooms where I'd have a horrible headache, and as soon as I walk out the room, the headache's gone. Well, what does that tell you? See, I've had all these things for years, but I just didn't listen. You know, I nearly got raped once because I didn't listen to my intuition. I'll tell you about that another time. I've got lots of stories, lots of things to share that I've done in my life. And yeah, it feels good to be talking. So yeah, I love you guys. Remember, children, just say no.